Hello, and welcome to the first Sunday in Advent. The scripture is from Isaiah 9:2. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. The first Sunday in Advent marks a beginning of a time of waiting and preparation, perhaps even of intense anticipation. I know I find myself just like a child wanting to jump ahead to the joyous ending of multitudes of angels singing and stars in the heavens and the sweetness of a new baby. But this is Advent, and it's a time of preparation and of seeing the good in the waiting. My grandchildren have an Advent calendar that creates the manger scene, and some days only a small figure comes out of one of the closed doors. It might be just a tree or a sheep. And they, well, like all of us, want to rush ahead to the main event. So, how do we begin to see the beauty and the richness in the darkness of waiting? The theme of this first Advent Sunday is hope. Hope for a light to shine in the darkness. Hope for redemption. Hope for healing and righting of fractured relationships, whether that's within ourselves or with others. Hope for a deeper healing and peace for the whole world. Advent begins in darkness. And even though we humans have created Advent as a time of deep remembering, it can be for us a mirror and a remembrance of a time when the whole earth waited to hear the good news. You know, darkness is scary for a lot of people and for a lot of reasons. Now, as a child, I really wasn't afraid of a monster under my bed. But even as a late adolescent, I was a little bit afraid that somebody was hiding in the darkness of my closet, but only at night. So, what about you? What were you afraid of in the dark? And what might you be afraid of even now? Is it the physical darkness or a deeper darkness that may be inside? What is just too scary to look at? And can the darkness ever be good? You know, we're conditioned to be afraid of the dark by TV and movies and books and even stories around the campfire. So it's possible that it could be hard not to visualize darkness as a thin, cold, ominous place, or even as a choking darkness like in a cave. But Sister Doris Klein believes that we all carry a cave inside of us, a hidden place into which God longs to be born. So, to see the darkness as a place of creativity and positive and good may be just hard to imagine. And to see it as a place of comfort and incubation may be even more difficult to imagine. But if we can begin to see Advent as a time of waiting, then I think we must begin to see the darkness as a place of richness and of warmth, of depth. And perhaps it is even a place of endless creativity. Much like the child being formed in the darkness of his mother's womb, or a seed germinating underneath the soil. So I encourage you to see this time as one of hungry anticipation and for preparation, to embrace the darkness, to look at wherever we may find it, whether it's in ourselves or in circumstances. Look at it and call it by name. I believe that it's there, that every one of us has a place of darkness in our lives, whether in our hearts and minds or our souls, and we are waiting, each of us, holding our breath, waiting for light to come. Just as the child takes its first breath in the light and the seed bursts forth to embrace the sun, so will the darkness in our lives be illumined. And we can see this time of waiting as necessary, as creative. And as we look up, if you think about it, if you look up at the stars at night, let's say it's on a cold, clear fall night, we can only see a glimpse of that star's light. And know even in that what we do see of their brilliance is simply a reflection of the sun. How can I not draw that parallel? That may we also be a reflection of the sun. I pray that we can allow Advent to be time to enter that darkness and know that God continues to be born in us, brings light to us. I pray we can embrace this hope and the assurance that brings light into this world.